Hi, I'm Joe Rivera, and welcome to the Girls on a Mission 2014 Summit. Get ready to empower the teen in your life with real world education and encouragement from some of today's top Christian leaders. Today, we have a powerhouse in house with us right now. Her name, Natalie Barnoske. You may not have heard it yet, but you will. She is a Youth Alive missionary, an anointed evangelist, a wife of Joe, and a spiritual spark wherever she goes. Please join me in welcoming youth evangelist and campus crusader, Miss Natalie Barnowski. Natalie, welcome.
Hey guys, I am Natalie Barnoske, a Youth Alive missionary to Penn, Florida. I am here at summer camp for PF Youth. It's been an amazing couple of weeks. God is just, man, pouring out His Spirit. We've seen students filled by the hundreds. We've seen students healed. We've seen students called into ministry. It's been a powerful couple of weeks out here at Masterpiece Gardens. But I'm excited that I can take some time to share with you about what God is doing in Youth Alive campus missions. So, my husband and I, we have a huge heart for missions and for young people. And I think for me, that stems back to my childhood. Growing up, I didn't have that real positive, stable family unit. I came from a broken home where my mom was addicted to drugs, and she was constantly in and out of jail. She was constantly in and out of help homes, just seeking for satisfaction in the things of the world. She was never that solid role model that I was searching for. And she ended up passing away actually when I was 16 years old. And so that just created all of this emotional bondage and emotional confusion. And in addition to that, my dad was just really negative and really overbearing on my life. And we didn't have a good relationship throughout my teenage years. God has restored it. And now we have a great relationship. But in my teenage years, he was very distant. He had other priorities in his life. But you see, I got radically saved at the age of 16 when I went to an Assemblies of God youth group for the first time. God radically saved me, changed my life, restored me, and filled me up with His Holy Spirit. And since then, He's just put this heart for the next generation inside of me, this burden and this passion to just let every young person that I come into contact with, just to let them know that they are called, that they are chosen, that God has a future and a purpose and a destiny on their life. So we're very passionate about reaching this next generation. Uh, Missions, however, I think I became involved in missions when I was 16 years old. When I got saved, I went on a missions trip to Nicaragua, and God completely rocked my world, and I just fell in love with everything to do with missions. But I came home and I went back to my school, and I lived my continued to live life here, and I'm like, God, how am I supposed to impact my world? How am I supposed to be a missionary where I'm at? And so He led me to just start reaching out on my campus, and He also led me specifically to start serving in my youth ministry. So my first responsibilities as a young person was setting up chairs for our weekly youth service and putting up the poles and the curtains for our services. And so I just began to serve. And through that, God just developed my character, continued to develop my calling. And we've seen amazing things happen as a result of that. And now I'm credentialed with the AG. I'm a fully appointed missionary. So to God be the glory. And He's just doing some incredible things. What we do is kind of unique because we're actually U.S. missionaries. We're not world missionaries, which means that our mission field is the public school campuses of Penn, Florida. So all of the public school campuses, all the outreach to the campuses will kind of be under our heading for PFU. So that's kind of what we'll be doing. And the ministry, it's called Youth Alive. Youth Alive is equipping and empowering young people to make a difference on their campus. And through that, we'll be developing campus missionaries, which is basically just a student that says, hey, I want to be a leader on God's mission to my school. And we'll be, from that, flowing into campus clubs, which commit to see a culture change on their campus. And then finally, the third element is our 7-project school assembly package, which is super amazing. We will be able to address the difficult issues in our generation from the stage in the public school platform. Issues such as addiction, bullying, abstinence, human trafficking. We'll be able to address and fight against all of these major things that are going on in our world today. And then at night, we can invite the students actually to come back to a night rally where we can present the gospel. And we're seeing like 80% of young people give their lives to the Lord as a result of this process that Youth Alive provides. We just think that, for too long, our public schools, they have just been drowned out by these crazy issues and the difficult culture that we live in. But, we stand on Isaiah 59:19, when it says that when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord raises a standard against it. You see, we believe that through Youth Alive, God is going to raise a standard of young people that will be able to go out filled with the Holy Spirit and just equipped for every good work that God is calling them to in their generation. It's a really exciting ministry. We can't wait to get into full swing with this. If you are a teenager and you're watching this, I want to encourage you to get involved in Youth Alive. You can go to pfyouthalive.com, where you can learn more about campus missions, about campus clubs, and about the soon coming school assembly package that we will be providing. I would also encourage you to talk to your youth pastor, see what his or her heart is about reaching the local community in your area. And, I also would really encourage you to just get off Facebook and get on your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, get away from the distractions of the world, get away from your friends, go in your room and spend some time seeking God's face for what He would have you do on your campus. Even this year, as we start in the fall coming up, you can do something incredible on your campus. But it starts with a word from the Lord. So get into your time with God. I also want to encourage anybody that's watching this that may be struggling with discouragement, or in your relationship with God, maybe you feel stuck and you just don't know what the next step is. I want to just tell you again, go in your room, close the door, put on a worship music, and let the presence of God flood your room. Let it flood your spirit. Let it just fill you from the tip of your head to the soles of your feet, so that you can hear a word from the Lord, so you can be refreshed by His presence. And get into the Word, get into the Scriptures, because then you will be grounded and you'll be founded for everything that He would have you to do in this crazy world that we live in. One of my favorite scriptures is Daniel 11:32. And it says that those who know their God, they will be strong and they will do great exploits for the kingdom of heaven. I love that word know. It just refers to knowing our God intimately, getting into His presence, getting into His word, learning about who He really is and how He wants us to function in this world. So, I just encourage you in that. Get alone with the Lord. Keep that your priority. As we close, I just wanna say, the public schools really are a battlefield, but you are in the most strategic position, young person, to reach your friends with the gospel. I want to encourage you to take a stand on your campus. There was a girl named Rebecca at the beginning of this school year in Lakeland, Florida, and she was being severely bullied by over 15 other girls as a result of a relationship, and that breaks my heart. And she tried to get away from it, but the bullying continued on social media. It was a terrible situation, and one night she couldn't take it anymore, and she jumped off of a warehouse building and took her own life. And so, we just don't ever want to see that happen. That, our passion and our heart is to just let you know that you can take a stand for the Rebeccas in this world. You can stand up and fight and love on them and be there for them. You can truly make a difference, even just one person. Listen, if God can use this 4'11" and 3/4 chick with a messed up background, God can use you in your situation to touch just one person. Be a light this year. Get into the presence of God. Thank you so much for inviting me to share. Thank you, Natasha's Mission, for just everything that you're doing in this generation. I believe that God is going to send blessings and increase your way as a result of all your hard work. So thank you, and God.
Natalie, thanks so much for sharing that with us today. I know that you came to us all the way from summer camp, and we really appreciate what you brought to the table today. For more information about Natalie Barnoske or for Youth Alive, you can follow Natalie on Twitter at Natalie Barnoske, and certainly for more information about Youth Alive, please visit their website at pfyouthalive.com, and we'll have that information on the screen for you. Thanks again, Natalie. Have a great day. Stay tuned for more from Girls on a Mission Summit 2014.